Wow, Bob. I think when you talk, I don't think you have to scream. You notice the only ones that are giving you accolades are these other nuts that are calling people names for no reason. And you calling people that believe in the rights of the person, freedom and such, calling us, liberals, like that hurts. You do realize the word liberal comes from the very thing we were all founded on, liberty, which is why we call ourselves that, because we like freedom. It's a nice thing. It's a good thing. But you're probably a Christian, like your buddies. So you're all slaves to your delusion in the first place. So it's
Mr. Biscuit
pretty
has.
easy.
Oh, sorry.
So it's
Sorry,
pretty
I'm sorry.
easy for to go from one delusion to the next, which would be like uh, your conservative movement. You freaky people that keep calling everybody names. What's the big deal, man? And what are you so afraid of? Are you is it such a I don't get it. You people are just freaky. You don't even remember that this whole western half of the country was part of Spain for hundreds of years before any white people ever came over here. I don't even remember your history. In fact, the name Arizona is Hispanic. What a bunch of idiots. And why do you think they call New Mexico New Mexico? What a bunch of fools. Y'all are just making yourselves look stupid. Then you start ranting and raving about that superintendent, that principal, that school that says, I'm not going to send those kids there to play basketball when I know the kind of danger involved. The cops could turn around and pick up any one of them that look Hispanic just because they look Hispanic. Would you want your kid picked up like that and harassed? Because I guarantee you, I know. I lived in Phoenix for 8 years. I know what the cops are like. And I know how many Hispanics are down there. A lot of the politicians, Sheriff Arpaio. Uh, Come on. He doesn't see the. Y'all don't see the. How do you. I mean, it's not that we're trying to allow illegals. You guys just don't get that. You'll use that because you grab onto that because that's what you think it is. Is that we want all these illegals? We want them here. Nobody wants to be an illegal citizen in this country. We don't want any illegal citizens in this country. But it's finding out who is illegal, and Arizona's going about it in an illegal way. Come on. You can't just stop somebody just because they're a certain race or color or nationality. You can't do that. It's just, and Arizona has done that. I think it's going to get outlawed. I think it's going to get knocked down. I don't care if the people did vote for it. No, they didn't. That's right. It had nothing to do with the people. Because you know damn good and well if people would have voted for it, it never would have passed. Way too many Hispanics in your state, you fucking idiot. Oh, wait a minute. It's probably not your state. But then again, y'all being Christians, it doesn't matter. Y'all delusional anyway, with your little superhero and everything. You can't even. You don't even want to teach science to your kids. You actually want to abuse your children and drag them to your churches and teach them that creation crap, as if it's real science, and then lie to them and tell them that, well, there's a lot of holes in evolution, all other crap you guys come up with. It's all bullshit. And then you get out here screaming, man, like a banshee. And you look, you probably won't even allow this video on because that's the way you are. I've noticed there's no negative videos. Nothing against you at all on here. You're one of those, coward. You can't let somebody else speak their mind and show how ignorant you are. No, you just rather get on here and scream at everybody else and not give them a chance to say anything back to you, even though this is basically a public forum. But if you do that for too long, YouTube will get rid of you. Yeah, they don't like that. They like us, atheists and liberals. That's who they like. Good night, man. I mean, really, get a grip, okay? This world is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Have a clue.